So this is the first, like the opening start, right? Kind of watch it from the back player perspective. Kind of more so. Yeah, let's kind of watch it from this. So you guys kind of doubling up on top middle for the camo. We get the burn, instanate in the face. Then we're dropping down here. We're gonna get some slays. We end up kind of one by one going down. They have numbers advantage against us now, and then I think we all kind of go 4 down here in the opening start.
Yeah.
We do get some slays though, so it wasn't like we went 4 down and didn't, like take anybody out. So let's kind of watch that. Yeah, it's gonna put us. All right, we'll be in some dark screens in the beginning, but it's fine. So I wanted to ask you guys, like, it seems like the opening start, you guys have like, do you guys have like set starts that you're doing? Like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, kind of like regardless of where you spawn.
We're pretty new, but at the moment, especially on a map like Cafe, or like Plaza, when you spawn Cafe,
Hmm.
the two guys closest to flowers, we generally push one guy to watch top of green stairs and um, kind of watch them jumping up from soda, and then the other guy generally goes blue window. We don't often flank into yard too much, and then that is an option, but the other two guys go down Cafe ramp slash the little blue window or wherever they're looking. And then generally go for the camo. Obviously there's no sniper in the
Yeah.
world, so we're not too concerned, but then, sometimes you can flank pretty quickly on that side as well.
Yeah, I usually like to jump on the lip and then like wait out the nades and then jump up when my teammates get them weak from like blue, and then if I can get a burn or get away towards dip or whatever.
We haven't
But
developed set strategy on every single
yeah,
map yet, by any means.
yeah,
Kind of call what you're
Gotcha.
doing and do it at this point.
Okay, so that makes sense. So yeah, because I wanted to like, on maps like maybe Empire where you kind of all start pretty close, or like Truth, there's a little bit of
yeah,
timing loss, but it's not we're pretty close. But on this, right, it's kind of far away. Or Coliseum, we're like really far away usually from each other. We're losing timing here because I think yeah, this player here in the back could have, like you said, you guys. Yeah, we could have gone down this ramp right here, and then you have the option to like flank the nest really quickly, cut the angles, bring
yeah,
some nades off of the wall, and then now we have this angle they have to respect. And then the furthest front player, so Reese, you said that. So you did what you said you want to do, right? You come here, you go across, you try to wait the nades out, right? So you're gonna like
yeah,
wait the nades out here, I'm assuming, and try to bait it.
yeah. Just like move around a bit. Yeah,
Cool. Yeah, and that's dope. I dig that. Like generally, I feel like the camo is probably better to bait it because, and the OS is probably better like to try to like fight it and grab it because like if once you grab the OS, put it in your chest. If you, as long as you don't get average in that 1 or 2 seconds it takes for it to activate, you're good. But with the camo, you're not. Even if you get it activated, you're probably already a one shot and you're gonna die like a lot of the times, right? Unless you have a thrust or something. So seeing
yeah,
2 people like Luke and Reese both go top mid for the camo, that already like that's half the team committing to one thing, and it makes it hard. Like in my opinion, at least, where we could have been, if we're gonna bait it, like if Reese is gonna bait it here, then we need to have someone like doing this, or it would be good to have someone doing this angle right here. It's like really
yeah,
can really help kind of cover and bait that camo. And then that way, if he's here, we know we can just like crouch jump this, grab it, and now we have a thrust available to like, look straight down and live. Instead, we do
Yeah,
get
I'll
the
do that next
burn.
time, Reese.
yeah,
Yeah, we get the burn, and then I guess so. I think Luke, you ended up burning your thrust forward to like get to it quickly, and maybe because you think maybe you have timing for it and whatnot, but delay for it. If you are gonna grab it, try your best to like. You're probably gonna die no matter what, but the best thing you can do at this point is to turn your back and drop Van instead of holding forward towards the
yeah,
enemies. That's like the nade was
yeah,
coming either way, but yeah, super nitpicky, not a big deal. Um, like a general thing.
Do you mind moving your
Then we gotta.
mouse down to the bottom of the string, Calloussss?
Oh,
Yeah, all good.
yes, sir.
Perfect.
Alrighty, let's watch. So yeah, you brought up Ryan, you brought up like the possibility of the yard flank, and you don't do it too often. Save this for like if you guys study other teams and figure out like which teams don't send someone yard, right? Or do that because then you can use it almost like a. I look at starts as like a game of like rock paper scissors, paper rock scissors, where the matchups will give you the probability of like the success to win, right? So if you play a team that you know that don't really like flank yard in the beginning from the loop, do it and you can get straight through. That's an option to
yeah,
like cut through. Um, yeah, I guess the main other thing too I noticed is off the start, no one's really applying pressure at all to, or at least from what I saw, to glass. Um, so well, Luke did it because we know that he went for the camo. Same thing with Reese, so we can hop on with Ryan. And so yeah, we're throwing a nade here for that possibility, and then now we're dropping, right? And you do get some slays here, but I kind of feel like this puts you in a low spot. It's hard to do much. If the enemy does flank yard, then they can get like behind us, on flowers and drop, or they can go top gold, and now they have that, advantage over us, which I think is what happened. They went top gold. You do get a slay here. I guess like if you do this, I think we should be really focusing on glass. That's huge because if we can knock out their back player and get him either weakened or dead, that opens up the map for us a little bit, right? Like these guys are gonna have a harder time, and we can do that. So either stay here and keep doing it, maybe not have two guys flowers, maybe one player play this. This is really good. Just got different
Yeah.
options, right? Just kind of
We
shoot the
we did
glass
this
player.
we did this one play last time we beat these guys with Seduce and Nem. It worked really well when I went market, and I don't have to do market, but another guy, Seduce, went to truck and looked at driveway and then flanked U-turn straight into soda. And so you had those two complementary angles where if I fell market, there's no real easy way they can kill me. And then we had like a guy blue window or flowers, and I think one other guy was top dip or something shooting glass. So yeah, we should be pressuring glass. But like a lot of teams, especially A1, seem to send a guy driveway to get quick angles on anyone jumping for it. But I don't know, I just found it was a bait and switch I used to do with Dan where he used to shoot driveway and I used to instantly push the
Yeah.
driveway guy. So that's part
Then
of
you
the
come
reason I
this way,
used
yeah?
yeah, he used to come this way, yep, to jump straight up in and then pressure them from this angle and then jump up.
And then you're here to like just mop them up.
Yeah, but if I don't have anyone watching driveway, I would say this is a really risky play because that's probably the guy who's going to kill me. Or not a guy top gold, so I kind of need someone suppressing high up. But yeah, I think we just
Yep,
need to coordinate which play we're doing and actually discuss maybe
Yeah.
a few different options of what we can do with like the closest teammate that we want to work with or just a teammate that we want to work with. So yeah, we need to review our starting strats a little bit. But
Sweet. Yeah, that's a great way to do it. Like I love that for sure. And seeing that, well, it's really like it works super good. Like even if, especially if they don't have a guy driveway, then you don't have to worry about it. And this guy can just like quickly, throw on his Nikes and run and just collapse on loop. Be annoying here, and then they can jump
Yeah.
up. It's really good. Yeah, yeah. Okay. And then I guess like your other option would be if you wanted to do doubling up on flowers, you could also, if you beat them and do it quickly, you can probably beat the guy top gold. It's risky, but yeah, that's like just another option in your pocket you can use because then you're gonna have the climber advantage on them and you can isolate this fight or this one. But that's
Yeah.
the main thing
yeah,
for Ninjetics.
I think I saw Trippy and Sand make that exact play you just mentioned the other day. And they got up to top gold, and because they get melted a guy near glass, I think they were able to get.
And
top
then they
gold.
just
Yeah.
Yeah, then they're out.
Yeah, just to beat them because you will beat them. You're closer, at that point. So I guess at this point it still could have worked. It's a 3v3 and our spacing is pretty much, it's fine. Like they have a little bit height advantage, but like we're still okay, right? We're more spread out than they are, but we have to watch Pip's life because I think you could have definitely delayed your life longer here. We don't want to lose like a player now, so definitely no need to challenge this, right? We know that they're on loop, so the fact that we're pushing out is really dangerous. Just take the fight from inside and just keep milking your life delay as long as you can. Because once you go down, then they're gonna be able to for sure like drop off of gold. They already know there's people
I think
bottom
if you're
middle.
that sticky, so I tried to like just challenge him, but was just back down like way before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I actually think
So
that's a
then
real big thing on all the maps is just learning when to back down. And realize that the team structure, when the team structure starts failing, or maybe we came out to top mid and we weren't shooting glass enough, or we didn't have enough top mid presence, well then you were like one of the only guys up top Pips, so you just gotta be careful that if you go out and challenge, you're not gonna have much support.
Yeah, and you're the only perimeter player too, so you're super important. You're the one that they have to respect the most right now. Like you're the main reason why like top gold can't do much, or he'll get average, and these guys can't really soar. They might be able to if gold is there, right? But you're important for sure.
Yeah.
Even still though, at this point, we get a slay here. Like so, yeah. Ryan gets a kill, and then now Ryan gets another guy one shot, and then Reese, you see the guy gold, and then you respond to this. This is really good. I don't think you want to burn your thrust. Maybe you burn it because of this nade. I'm assuming maybe, but yeah, like keep the thrust, and now we know like you knew there was a guy top gold, right? So that's for sure we want to be looking, and maybe he drops or whatnot. Kind of anticipate that, and then you can block your angles from loop. That's really good to win this 2v2 or 2v1, and then maybe we can do something. But at that point, it's rough. Like that guy just made a really good play.
Yeah,
We're all split down.
and even because the enemy was on loop side, if you did want to thrust backwards and end up at that little
Yeah.
van, because that way
on the
you can
van,
right here, because that way you can block off the angles and you can look and help me, and then you can jump top mid off the van or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Especially because
okay.
when we got that pick and then you're bottom mid with me, like as soon as we had those 2 picks, we can be capping bottom, and then as soon as we cap bottom, we can back right up again out of the hill and just live.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, no, don't mind me. This is good stuff. I'm just kind of reading and making sure I don't forget anything. Okay, I think we got everything though for the opening start.
Cool.
All right, we got to hop on then with Luke. You're the first one up, I think, or one of the first people at 11:45. So you get a bottom nest spawn,
Yeah.
and then you get a
I'm
hot
sure our
5 on
flight
someone.
posted it.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. So, okay, we got 2 down. Now it's like a 3v3, even numbers, right? And so I like that you're thinking to go loop, right? A lot of players don't do that, and it's so good, especially because if you're spawning nest and you go loop, more than likely your teammates are going to continue to spawn nest, or they'll split loop behind you if they push nest while you rotate out. But either way, loop is, in my opinion, loop is king on this map. It's so important to hold loop on this map. It's like the fork in the road, the closest spot between all 3 hills. Right,
Yeah.
and you got the LR here too. You got the barrel to bait people. Like it's awesome. Easy access to top gold. So I like this. Another option though is you can still, since your teammates are already technically on the loop-ish side of the map, they're bottom middle, but they're on that side of the that lane coverage. You might be able to help bottom middle from nest. And then if you do that, 90% of the time, especially when you've traded slays, if you're spawning nest, enemy is probably spawning blue. And especially if you have teammates that came from like they're influencing this a little bit, right? So like you could have been possibly checking this, and then if there is no enemy here, boom, come in and help this way, and you can like go. It's like a faster way to like have field of vision on it, or you can still go loop, and that's fine. Let your next player do this, but that's a quicker way to maybe get some team shot in. If there is someone there, spire them, and then just start getting this hill. If you can play him out as he's soaring out, and you're getting this hill, that's still something. And then this is an even 2v2, or it was, that's fine. Like, there's just going to be a delaying bottom middle. It doesn't really matter. At least we get nest, and then your teammates might split loop, especially if you rotate thereafter. So those are some options. I want to make sure. Let's see. Irritation gave us. So yeah, going this way is really good though, because like you're gonna give us a loop split. Boom. So now Pip's a spawning loop. This is awesome. Okay, we lost bottom middle. So now I think instead of dropping bottom middle, you're gonna drop and get like a really good 5 shot on someone, perfect somebody. But I think the better play is to just use a death cam. We know there's at least 2 down there. That's half the team. And you didn't see Slay on the blue ramp, so we don't really know that. But seeing that the film, like I'm sure you guys know, like it's a very common thing. Like they're gonna be blue because we're spawning loop. We should know they're gonna be blue, right? So then don't go for bottom middle. Go back to nest. Trap them bottom middle. Essentially, they're on the bottom of the map. They have to clamber multiple layers to get to you, or at least 1 layer, right? So we can use this. We're gonna be splitting on loop. You're gonna go back to nest. We might be able to actually like delay their push because they're gonna be stuck trying to get bottom middle. We can just get nest instead and then shoot them from loop.
Would that be what
Right,
you call like the letter I setup?
Creating an eye on the map. Yep. So exactly. So I think of there's a lot of setups, a bunch of different setups, but the 4 most successful setups that I've seen work, I try to break them down into just 4 setups. So I call it I, L, V, and then a U on the map. So, when we're spawning and you're down here, we can actually bring it back. Oh no.
And also, is the I only made up of 2 people, or can it be made up of 3 or 4 people?
If everyone's in a straight line, yeah, it could be made up with everyone on the team, but you need at least 2 to make an I, and then you need at least 3 to make an L or a V, or and you can't make a U without 4.
Yep.
Yeah, like a true U. Dang, did this thing really freeze? Okay, no, it should start. I hear the audio. So back on.
Yeah, it can be so annoying to find the right spot when these games get to like the end of the film. You're trying to get out of it, back to the start. Stuck.
Right. So sometimes you also have nothing, right? Like this is technically nothing really. Like, and maybe if one of these players were on loop, we'd have like an L, right? Because you have someone bottom middle.
Yeah.
But whatever, it's like we're forming something. So normally when you're trying to form something, I just call it, you want to delay and expand. And so right now it's a 2-1 split. The 2 needs to be delaying. And the 1, Luke, you're the 1 solo. You need to expand to them, right? They're gonna be
Yeah.
delaying, and you're gonna expand. So that's what you did, right? You went to loop,
So in a
or you could
perfect
have been
world
doing
there,
it.
if Reese did thrust back and lived at the van, and then you were watching your death cam and you were like reading and you're feeling like we had a good tempo, we could potentially cap bottom mid. When you came up here, yeah, the fastest way to bottom mid would probably be like the best way in this situation. Whereas, yeah, if you fly posters side, sometimes you can catch people off guard when they're coming out of like top gold or driveway or LR because they're looking to jump in bottom mid and then you can catch them off guard. But in this case, we're kind of already in there and we need help really quick. So, yeah, looking this way would have been awesome and then soaring down into the hill. And then we can push either loop or cafe after, depending on where we're stacked and where the enemy is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's quick. So yeah, this is just basically want to trap him. So when you went here, boom, we have nothing on the map. Now we got a split because you rotated closer to loop. Now we have an eye, extend to the nest, right? And then just trap him bottom middle. We'll slay him out. We're gonna have a natural pinch on them from both angles, especially because this guy didn't go nest. He's really committing and like really making sure that we get that. So that makes it easier for us.
And one other quick way of thinking about that as well is like they're going to get bottom mid here. So as soon as you get the sense that they're going to get bottom mid and we're not going to get bottom mid, what's the next
solid.
kill that we can start like pressuring? And Nest was the closest one to our majority of our team, and Yard was the furthest away one, like furthest way away. So,
Yeah.
yeah, you just have to be careful. Yeah, I'll just let Calloussss talk. Keep going, bro.
Oh, you're good. Yeah. That's a really good point. Help me out, guys. We're all in this together. You know, I only saw this one time, and you guys are really good players. So, okay, for Pip, you got this spawn. I like this, right? You're working with your teammate. We're putting in work. You do have the option to like, again, what we just talked about. Just kind of say, you know what? You're alone, bottom middle. I'm gonna go for nest. I'm just gonna tell this player bottom mid, just live your life as long as you can, and you're gonna go for nest. And you should bank on the rest of your team spawning loop, and then it's just like it's like a second opportunity to do the same play. And hopefully bottom middle can delay longer. That is one option.
So did
But
Luke
you are
drop
trying to
there?
help.
Did Luke drop to
Yeah.
bottom mid?
Yeah, he dropped
So,
the bottom
so
mid and like
you
out
can
of perfectly.
imagine that if Luke you didn't drop, you just kind of started pushing nest, like, or even at worst you
Yeah.
start putting some shots onto these guys bottom mid, and then you start pushing nest. Like you did get a perfect kill, but then you ended up dying, and they have like a hill at the moment, so they're probably going to have like a bit more of an advantage than us in one sense. But Luke, if you just thought what I said before, or what Calloussss said before, and you went nest, well now Pips is going to come from loop, and he's going to see his teammate capping the objective that we're going for. He's going to realize that they're going to be pushing you soon, so he'll probably get over to you pretty quick. And then our third and fourth guys should probably also be spawning loop, so our third guy can come over to like LR and watch all the angles where our two nest guys can get flanked from, so like top mid, S4, Soda, and then if you guys are getting pushed by like 3 or 4 guys on the nest ramp, and you guys are grenading them up and getting them weak, well then he can come over to you guys if we need to get into the hill, or you can like wrap behind them top mid and get angles from there and clean them up. And then our fourth guy can just come back up, and our fourth guy isn't going to leave and run to yard. He's just going to come to LR and watch over the team with the LR, and then if we get picks, well then we've got the option to transition that into like a bottom mid push straight away. And if it was all going horribly wrong and our two nest guys had to back up to posters, back up to top mid, well then we could decide then how we're going to play it. You know, like our fourth guy might wrap around to top gold.
And we can go yard if we have to.
And then
like
we
if
could go.
we really have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the whole point is that the team is actually working together and no one's overcommitting to the point where they're dying or giving up their death. So, Luke, you dropping bottom mid and getting a perfect was kind of cool, but then at the same time, it's a bit of a domino because you tried to keep the play going for bottom mid, where we should have just ceased that play and got rid of it and then started a new one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
put your
agree.
teammate behind you, your immediate pair on loop. Like now he kind of feels like I gotta help you. Like you just gotta slay. This guy's a one shot. Could have been, you know, another double or whatever. But yeah, 100%.
And when you're in a
What you're
tournament
saying.
game, when you do that, Luke, that death there, it makes the game for the next person, Pips or whoever's trying to help you, it makes it feel really hard and like we just don't have the resources to accomplish anything on the map. So we have to keep our resources alive so that we can feel like we've got strength. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cool. Really good points. Okay, so yeah, let's hop on with tips here. So we had the option right here off of spawn. You could go nest and just try it again, right? But your option is stay, that's fine. You're living. This is really good live by you. We didn't kill Madzy. He ends up living. That's okay. This is really good. So now we're getting a split. This is the important split here. We're gonna watch Ryan your life later. But yeah, you got that blue split, and then we decided to, do a team collapse in the yard, right? We got the call out. There's only one guy in there. There's actually two. And then Reese, you did a good job coming in to help. So we ended up all living here and slaying them out, and getting numbers. And then Pip's really good job, just immediately, even at a one shot, just continuing to be aggressive and go back to loop. Now we're setting up a U on the map, basically, or like, yeah, a big U on the map. If you look at it, there's spawning bottom nest. We don't really have it extended though. We're gonna see this later. So it's almost more like an L. We're still getting the
Yeah.
nest spawn trap though. But this could have been a U if we had someone play this way or right here. We'll go back and see that because we want to contain them when they spawn bottom nest. We don't want them to come through. So we'll go back to that. But this is really good. Maybe grab the LR upgrade a little bit, and then you just want to delay here. And actually, man, I want to talk about everyone's plays because this is really good. There's so many good things happening here. But just to stick on with Hips for a second. Awesome job. Now you have the option here. When we just cap this hill, and we'll see Reese's life after. You have the option now to coordinate because you're the perimeter player on loop, so you can coordinate to Reese and be like, "Yo, take my loop," and then you're gonna try to play for nest. And a good way to do that is to come this way because this keeps you in the field of play to help bottom mid if you so need it, by
Yeah.
chance. And then you can jump up here. Do not go S4 if you don't have teammates in blue. It's just a rule of thumb. It doesn't always apply, but it's just I've seen it. It's so inefficient to try to go S4 from top middle when you don't have someone playing the blue lane. It's really, really hard. You're
Yeah.
gonna get lit up
Yeah.
if someone's there. So yeah, just come this way, fight this 1v1, and then if Reese rotated to loop, you're not doing it alone, right? He's gonna have your help, and maybe he'll grab the LR because you missed it or whatever. But it'd be really good now because now again we're just containing them. By having two players bottom middle, we're dropping their attention, right? This is creating aggro on the map, so they're going to be responding to that, and we know what they're going to drop. So like we can get behind them, maybe just slay out this one guy, and then boom, we're good. So that's a good option for you, Pips, right here. But what ends up happening is Reese drops and commits, so we triple down bottom middle. So then what you want to do when that happens is maybe hopefully it's being called out. This needs to be coordinated, and everyone needs to know that you need to actually stay. And I would suggest backing up because being where you are right here, you're kind of out in the open. It's not the best spot. Much better for you to be with the LR anchoring here, or even be more annoying because you are the one on the map. You're solo in a 3-1 here. You can play glass also. It's just you have to be really weary and be aware to like quickly jump. But I think LR is more aggressive. You can like really just do both. Block your angles
And
from
you're
S4,
blocking,
shoot.
and you're blocking the loop spawn. Is this for Reese that
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
talking about, or Pips?
For Pips. So yeah, because this is the way to adapt because Pips could have gone nest and then Reese could have gone loop, but instead we did this.
Yeah.
So this is fine. Then
Yeah.
just continue being a perimeter
But
player.
yeah,
But
if
we're
you
being
whoever upgrades to the LR, if you can block that loop spawn while helping us make this push to nest, if we're going to go nest, or if we're just going to live for a little bit until we get a pick, yeah, that LR and glass is really OP.
super annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is fine though. Like we triple down bottom middle, we get this hill, and then I just think Pips, we're gonna see it like the way that being here makes it hard. Like even if you didn't drop, dropping here makes it so we're not able to see the guy soaring out from nest, Madzy. And then we're not looking at S4. So we're looking away from our immediate reads. They're really important. So they make us really weak. I think you still survive. But even if you were here and caught it, you're still going to get melted. Like you have very little, escape routes here. So yeah, so just make sure you get back to the LR if you notice that we're tripling up bottom mid. You're the perimeter player. You're super important.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
also the fact that we just capped 2 hills, like if you go to our mindset here when we capped it, it was like everybody live. So we don't want to be dying for one, but we also
Yeah.
don't want to be playing so passive that we're not watching angles, we're not shutting down the enemy and stopping them from moving around the map. Because if we all just turtle up and we all go to these safe positions like say driveway or loop and we're backing right up out of the map, they're just going to come back and pressure bottom mid or bait bottom mid while they've got 3 up top. So we have to keep active on the map, keep watching the major lanes, but just make sure that you're not challenging and you're taking the advantage that we actually have control of the hills and we're going on the scoreboard and they're not. You're using that to our advantage because we can start playing a bit more defensive, a little bit more fortified, and the enemy has to take a little bit more initiative to try and break the setup. But also in saying that, if we're in the right positions and we're watching all the right angles, like we've got the LR at glass, we've got the guy pushing nest, we've got another guy about to jump up from soda to push nest with him, and maybe we have another guy who's watching over the whole play, like we can start to take initiative as well once we're in the right positions. Because you don't really want to play, too defensive.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so we lost Ryan bottom mid, so now it's a pair work. Okay, so you have to decide like your dilemma is besides being weak, do we sustain these or do we just try to go for the next one because we can always bait bottom middle later. As long as we have loop and nest, like we can fight for bottom mid like in the future. So you want to stay and help Luke. That's what your mindset is. I think to do that though, just come back. Try to come back and like just keep using this area right here. You know, like we don't have nest control, so we don't know if there's other people going to be spawning soon. Um, Either way, it's nitpicky, but you did a pretty good job. Like honestly, living for a long time and doing what you did was like pretty good life overall. The guy just got behind you. Unfortunately, we'll see
And
that from the
also
other.
Luke, just go to Luke there and see what could have Luke backed up out of the hill a bit quicker and tried to get to like here. If pause the game. As soon as we kept that hill, you went market, Luke. But like market
Yeah.
is like really dangerous at this point because you've got really nowhere to escape out of this bottom mid area. So I would only be going market if we had already got say 2 dead and you were pushing in and flipping the spawn point on them because you're going to push through dip or something. Otherwise, I probably would have backed up out of there. You're spending a lot of time down bottom mid, whereas you could potentially run up, help pips or a teammate, and then go back to bottom or rotate nest or whatever.
Yeah.
And I guess while we're on Luke, we can also, this is unfortunate. It's super fast, so you know, not even gonna nitpick it very much. But we did see the guy jumping. There it is. We barely saw him on the screen, but right there we saw him quickly jumping. But yeah, you're getting shot from the right, so 100%. You know, you'd have to have some robot level like
Yeah.
awareness because that's super unfortunate. We could have maybe, you know, melted him and then done something, but
Just say we did all back up perfectly. So just say Pips got to LR or Glass and he was locking down the map. Reese was going to push nest with him, and then just say I backed up to Soda. Where would be a good place for Lucas to go if 3 of his teammates have already backed up onto that kind of LR side of the map in a good way where they're not going to die? Like dip?
we want to create the nest spawn trap. Yep. So he's the nearest one. If we already have players on loop and you know, he's able to kind of rotate around, even jumping up right here on this light post and getting up this way. Now you have height advantage. We can shoot a S4.
Yeah.
You can look again, just a way to contain this and quickly get out. I think that's a dip would have been if you have lots of numbers, but if you don't have a
Yeah.
lot of numbers and timing, it's probably faster to clamber up here and then take this route, and then now you have a super quick jump thrust into the blue. You can live. That's yeah, at least the first thing that comes to mind for me when that situation
Yeah.
right there. Okay, so we got a lot to go through, so I'm gonna like let's see if we can get through this. I'm gonna hop on now with Reese at 11:30. Where are you at? Oh, I just missed you. Okay, so we get this spawn. Yeah, honestly, I think we already watched. Oh no, we didn't really watch the whole thing, but you did a really good job committing with the yard push here, and then you solo cap yard, right? So this whole timing, we need to be doing like upgrading, right? Like either like the shotgun's just chilling there for one. That's huge. You definitely grab that.
Yeah.
Definitely, because they're gonna actually grab a shotty and just become. It's gonna become a nightmare for you guys this game. Like they're gonna. I think
that thing
Berserk
whips
grabs it.
Plaza
Yeah, I
frontwards.
remember.
So definitely good opportunity to grab the shotty there. What else did I write? Say good team commit and holding blue. The option. It's like unfortunate that we did. Oh, this is for Luke. What am I reading here? Reese. Sorry. Okay. So after, if you got the shotty, a really good rotation for you, I think, would be to go loop quickly with it. That way you can bump Pips. I believe this is Pips or whoever this is
Yeah.
forward, right? And we talked about that already. Because now having a shotty here, oh my God, you're gonna be so annoying. Shotty on glass, like.
Could even have the LR as well.
Yeah, because no one grabbed it. It'd be super good
Yeah.
there. We don't really need to triple up here because we already have someone on LR. So I can see why you're trying to do it, but grab the shotty, bump the guy LR to drop down, and you can go loop or something.
The other thing
Either
is
way,
if
though,
he
that's
went.
fine.
The other thing is, Calloussss, is if he went top gold, then I can push nest with Pips, and then he can be sitting watching over the whole map and baiting the enemy into yard if they don't feel like they can defend, and then he can.
Yeah,
And then he can watch over Luke as Luke pushes dip.
yeah, that's another option too for sure. It's just like, I guess you know, using the shotty in yard is really good too as well. It'd just be like a later play for sure. Either way, right? Either
Yeah.
loop or yard is fine. I think that's
Okay.
really all I had for you. Let me see. Then you can rotate to Luke. Okay, awesome. We talked about Luke already. No, we didn't. We didn't talk about Luke yet. Let's hop on with Luke. We talked about the end of Luke's life. Trying to remember what I wrote here. We gotta go to 11:35. What did I say? 11:35. Maybe it's your
Oh,
next live. Okay, I put the wrong time, but I said okay. Yeah, so you do right here at this point. We're gonna see Ryan's play too after, because he did a really good job here. So now we're doubling up here. This is where everything kind of went bad, because like everything's really good for us right now. We have a nest spawn trap. We're doubling up on flowers. Ryan, I love this rotation that you're doing, cutting through the middle, because we already have, I call it outside, outside, in. So you have two perimeters. When you have two perimeters on the map, then you can go and take middle routes really easily. So in Ryan's perspective, here's the first outside perimeter, Pips on loop. Second outside perimeter is like we have another player behind him on blue. So that's two perimeters. He can take a middle route, and we have numbers. So that's really, really smart. Awesome rotation here to cut through and get these guys as they're rotating out. So then this is where I talked about for you, Luke. Instead of doing this and committing bottom middle, it'd be really awesome if you actually went this way. Got the
Yeah, just hold
plasmas,
blue. Yeah.
contain them. Because what's going to happen is Homeboy's going to get through, and he's going to create a split spawn. So they're creating an eye, right? They have nothing on the map, and they're creating an eye going this way, having nest and blue. And then they're going to get a split on hotel. Boom. So that makes it even harder, because now you have two
Yeah.
angles to contest for, and they're creating a natural pinch as we're all bottom middle now because you dropped as well. So
Yeah.
that's what happened, I think, on Luke's end. And now we can, that's an easy fix, right? Super easy fix in the future. Just know, like, okay, come this way. They're going to be donezo. It's going to be way hard for them to come out, especially with the plasmas. You can just start timing the grenades, right? We already know when you get a slay on the kill feed and it fades away, you got 3 seconds and that print's going to pop up. You can start timing it like that, or hold the back button if you need to.
Yeah.
Good point.
Oh yeah, one more thing,
I
just
think
to show.
we have to do more of that stuff, blocking that extra spawn point and getting those extra angles, trapping them in one.
Yeah, just like recognize you have a teammate on loop. You just spawn there. Then we can like trap there.
Yeah, because at this point, I think we only had maybe one kill, so we weren't all spawning it and pushing out to bottom mid. We were pushing out to take map control to earn more picks, so that then we could take a hill, if you know what I mean. So
if you come here, the main thing is you can still help your teammates. Like if they're going in loop or whatever, just these angles, man, are like super good. Like where the plasmas is, you can nade the back end if they're hiding back there on the posters, or come here and then block your S4 angle, and then boom, you can see
Yeah.
posters, right? You can be like literally so annoying from here. I wanted to show that real quick before we move on. 1050 to 1020. Team did a great job punishing enemy team routes. It's a great triple cap when being down in numbers. You caught them in 3 sets of 2v1s, but I think this has a lot to do with Slays BB's doing absolutely nothing after his triple kill. So we gotta okay, so let's watch this. This is what I wrote. So this is the split spawner, right? Because we didn't block it and we all kind of went bottom. So Slays is gonna capitalize on this split and literally like get a triple. Let's watch this trip. Boom, boom, boom. That was a shoddy player. Well, we gotta watch Ryan's life before. Probably should have watched Ryan's life first. Sorry. Let's go back because Ryan, yeah, you had a really good life, and then we'll go back and watch that. That's like the next part. Okay, so I didn't show your spawn, but basically you got a blue spawn. You have the option, since your teammates are in loop, you do have the option to go for nest and play this way, but it has to be a whole team commit. Like now we're flipping it and using yard as a cage. Where this whole time we've been talking about using bottom middle as a cage to trap them, we can use yard as a cage too because it's isolated. They have to clamber top gold. If you're already on blue or or nest, you can see them, especially if they're loop. You have teammates loop. So that's the other option. But what you did is really, really good too. So I'm just giving the option, right? You're doing like the team play here. Your teammates are coming in. Awesome. You put in damage. We slayed them all out. So it was beautiful, right? And then you did a good job rotating back. And we talked about this going to the middle here. You caught them off the rotation. Super, super good plays. We cap bottom middle. You live. You rotate back. Really, really smart rotation back. And then wait, the next life
I feel
then.
like maybe if we were watching the right angles, I wouldn't have got killed here because I like to end up top mid sometimes. But
No, yeah, and that's also because we didn't have anyone blue, and that person was above you easily. Okay, this is okay. So we saw this. This is okay. So this is Slays. He just got a triple kill, and now he's going bottom middle. This is smart. He's getting behind our splits, right? So he's doing a really good rotation. And now Junior or yeah, Ryan, sorry, this is really good too. Like you're going here, you're throwing nades, you're going across, and because we're gonna just watch this, we're gonna get 3 sets of 2v1s. So this is really good. But we're gonna see why. I kind of already said it, but the first set of 2v2s, this split on blue here, we kill this guy in a 2v1. Sorry, 2v1s, not 2v2s. While that's happening, we also get another 2v1 right here. From the loot player helping. Might have even been a 3v1 because you guys are all shooting at it too. So this guy dies. Then we're catching this rotation. This is Slays. He's in the field of play to help his only pair. And would you believe that he just said, nah, and just left. So now you guys caught him in a 2v1. So 3 sets of 2v1. So we got to go and see like why this happened, right? Why this worked out after you got the triple kill. Because the rotations that we did could have been a little bit better. So he got here and did nothing. So I mean, he made it a 4v3. So he's just waiting here doing
Should
nothing.
have flanked glass for sure.
Could have been flanking, yep. And then now when he does flank, after all that timing loss, he decides to leave his immediate pair. So it was a 4v3. Okay, he did get the shotgun though. But yeah, it ended up being a 4v3, and that's why we kind of like were able to really reset everything. But if it doesn't go like that, right? Like if he doesn't do this and play slowly, we need to play these spawns better. Let's hop on back. This situation here is going to be harder. Like we really just have to be working the loop. And then in my opinion, instead of really worrying about dropping, just play for nest. This is always like the next macro play. Like we can try to fight for bottom middle for sure. And this is good, especially if we're getting a blue split. We're going to get a blue split soon. Then we just
So you
have to
want to
make
go
sure.
that cage bottom middle.
Yeah, like start going nest here
Yeah.
from the loop. Instead we're all committing here. Both players on loop are committing bottom middle, and we're letting the nest player come across. This I do not think you guys would have flipped the map here on them and got a triple cap if Slays was actually doing something. He's alive, but he's essentially dead to his team.
Yeah.
So I don't think this was the play to like headbutt bottom middle and try to like get this. I think the play is to use it as a cage, go to nest, and like get Slays and then get it after.
The thing
So
about
that's why it
Plaza
worked out.
Strongholds is like we never go, or you don't spend a lot of time bottom mid on the Slayer map. Like you can use it, but the only reason we're going down there is because there's a hill down there. So we only want to be going down there when we've got a really good advantage.
Yeah, that's true. It's still really good on Slayers though. It's still good as a flank, but
Yeah.
100% though. Yeah, like you're kind of on the bottom of the map, right? You're kind of exposed, so it depends.
It is good
So
as
yeah,
a flank pushing from like loop across the nest or.
and yeah, and vice versa. So yeah, that was like huge because it was like, man, you guys have a triple cap, and I was looking at it like, wait, it's weird though because we headbutted bottom middle, and to me, I'm just like, that's usually not the play. So I wanted to figure out why it happened, and I think that's why. Like it was like a 4v3
Yeah.
essentially. But look, it's all good. We've triple cap now, but then we're gonna lose it all. We're gonna be trip cap pretty soon after in a little bit. So let's kind of see what happens here. I wrote down 10:22. We gotta go. Oh, we're almost there. We gotta go to pips. 10:22. Back it up just a second. Your next life. So I wrote down Pips can play as a middle player role for team instead of doubling up Nest. This way he can help loop, blue, and Nest. Okay, this is really big, actually. I remember this now. So we have loop players, and we're splitting blue and nest, right? So that tells us they're going to be a nest spawn trap, okay? We know this. This is awesome. Fine. We didn't go nest. We talked about this. But now we have a chance to go nest. Now with Ryan on nest, and Pips, or sorry, Reese on loop,
Go top middle.
at this point, yeah, you're going to go top mid.
I
So
can watch the
like,
blue smallness.
yeah, instead of doubling up nest, play here, and keep your, I think this is Reese on loop.
Yeah,
Now this is,
glass, yeah.
yeah, so this puts you as a middle player role because you have 2 perimeters. You have Nest and Loop, and you have another guy on blue. So like being here, you're the middle role. You can help everyone, right? You can shoot these guys, and then if Loop needs help, gotcha. Turn around, shoot the barrel, be annoying, whatever, right? And then from here, in my opinion, the most efficient way to rotate and get map control is to actually double up on Loop and bump one of these players to top gold. Okay? And then if this player lives, we have a U on the map, but instead this U is a smaller, it's like a thinner U because we're gonna be blocking the hotel, which means they're gonna be spawning above us right here in the blue cafe or splitting yard, right? Does that make sense? Like if we're blocking nest, we're blocking
Yeah,
the
that's good.
hotel, blocking loop, and then what are they gonna have to do? They're gonna have to go into yard probably, and we have a guy in hotel, and we can just collapse behind them. So this is why it's super important to double up. I just always say like a double loop ratio because instead what we do, even if Pips had stayed top middle, we still kill these guys. So it really wasn't consequential. It's just a timing loss because you could be that much
Could be more
closer.
efficient. Yeah.
Yeah, and what if Luke needed help? Which he does. He's in a 1v1, but what if he really needed help, right? Like now you're way out of the field of play. But we end up doing this rotation where I talked about bumping someone to top gold, but it ends up being Luke. And what happens is, even though Reese is doing a good job, you're using your sound to like listen and you catch the rotation underneath you and you nade the guy loop. The fact that the blue player is leaving blue and going top gold means now we're opening up blue. So we have to be wary of that
Yeah.
because they could spawn hotel and shoot Luke in the butt. Luckily though, like they spawn in the top of it, so like he's fine. The loop player does get you weak though, makes you a one shot, and now you're jumping into yard. It's really hard to live, and we just never know. Like even though they're not spawning in hotel, they're spawning on the ramp. What if this happens, right? This guy can turn and just make your life a living hell. So that's why it's safer, in my opinion, to always double up on loop, keep the guy blue, and rotate from loop to top gold. Just bump gold from loop. It's that way you don't have to worry about splits on blue or whatever if you can do it with numbers.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I think that's everything. Oh, we gotta watch it from Luke's POV. So 10:20. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we already kind of explained this. Is like if he was here, because he's doing a good job living, we slayed both of these out. Then yeah, Luke, you'd want to just stay here.
Influence
Maybe like anchor this or something, just to
Yeah,
watch
just
the
anchor
driveway.
hotel. Yeah, so now I can just run up behind and just.
Just hold an L on the map, and then you know they're
Yeah.
going to be yard or blue, and then you can go behind them with your help from nest if you have players nest, or you can just come this way, and then you can fly top gold after you kind of have a little bit more numbers and whatnot.
Yep.
And if he went
An
into
option.
blue, what would have happened?
And they're going to be splitting. If he goes into blue, they're going to be
Yard.
splitting yard. If we leave nest and go S4, they could split bottom nest also, and that's a high level bait. But we really have to be aware of it as a team because now they're in yard and they're in nest. Like
Yeah.
you know, it might be better to actually not go S4, keep them spawning in yard, and then just contain them and collapse this way.
These
It
are
might
all
be
the,
the better
all the
play.
types of things which we can start to like flirt around with, like once you get good at the actual simple setups. But yeah, once you
Yeah,
understand
yeah,
the spawn
exactly.
system a bit better, you can start to jump S4 and bait a new spawner into nest and take that guy away from your teammates.
Okay, so Reese 1005. So this is good. This lane was bad, but the second lane was really, really good.
Yeah.
Then it hit slays, and you kill him. So this is awesome. You took out one of the flankers, and then now you netted yourself a shotty. So boom, you're like super strong on the map right now. So now the team could use a middle player because we lost Luke. So that's Luke just dying right now. It's a 3-player job, and then we're immediately disconnecting from like the team shot instead of playing here. And I think you're doing it because like you want to work with your pair, right? Like
Yeah.
he's going yard, and I get that. But let's just consider the main thing to consider is Pip's already cleared the lane. He's already clambering into yard, so there's no one there unless someone's
Yeah.
like super high IQ and like they just know like nah, there's a pair. I know there's a pair, and they're just not shooting him. But so but the main thing is your other pair is in the inside of the map, and so we want to, how do I say? Okay, whenever you lose a player, always consider who's the middle player. Just memorize that. Like whenever you're 4 up, you lose one player. Who's the middle? Who's the middle? You don't always get a chance to have a middle player, but usually you can make it work. And in this situation, if you were here with LR and Shotty, you'd naturally catch this flank right here because this guy's just gonna wait, and you guys are both gonna rotate in. And again, even if he wasn't there, right? The main thing is who's helping your top mid player.
Yeah.
Right? Who could also be helping this.
Because
So
if you go
it's
into the
for
mindset of the top mid player, the mindset of the top mid player is like it's 3-on-3 right now, and we've got nest, we've got bottom mid. So can I pressure the guys as they're trying to cap bottom mid? So if you were LR, well then you can help me defend this. If I can even if I can get these guys weak, I can get help to kill these guys and defend it.
Yeah.
Whereas like if we've got 3 players alive, we've already got 2 strongholds capped, and 2 of our players are going to cap the 3rd stronghold. We're pretty much guaranteeing them to get inside map control. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're going for a trip
Yeah,
cap when we
yeah.
lost numbers. That's actually, I wrote that. I'm like, yo, when we split early near 2, we're going into a trip cap early. It can still work though if we do it like this as a middle player.
Yeah.
So this guy's actually gonna play
Yeah.
really patiently and get behind you guys.
And it comes back to angles as well. Like you're taking the same angle as the tram guy, which is okay if he's in under like an immediate danger. But like we want to be
Yeah, if they're
maximizing our
trying to push
angles
from
so that
bush.
we can catch all those crouching players
Yeah.
who are hiding behind walls.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
I'll say that.
So the good thing is you rotate it back to loop, and you're super strong here with LR and Shoddy. You're like really, really annoying to deal with, so that's good. You're in a good position. Okay, now Camo's about to be up, right? And so I don't think this player needed to commit bottom middle, but I could see why. Like we do have enough numbers. This player could already be like, yo, we're probably gonna get this. I can go, but it totally makes sense why to commit
Yeah.
to bottom mid. Like I get it, like fine, but we can't do this. We can't. And it probably seems like we can do it because we have numbers, right? This is the last player alive. You guys slayed everyone out, but just be safe, right? Don't. You'd rather be safe than sorry. If you are the only perimeter player, play that perimeter player, especially with Shoddy and LR. Just stay here. It doesn't cost you much knowing it's a 4v1, but you don't know where that one player is. Rotate. Tell this player here to rotate up and get the camo, right? You're just gonna get it a few seconds later. Not a big deal. But you
Yeah.
be here ready for the flank. Would you believe it that this one player iced you
Yeah.
out? And now we lost the camo. We got the burn, but they could have been an easy secure. And now we lost both weapons and camo, just like that from the one player. So just it goes back
Yeah.
to just macro Halo 101. You're the perimeter player, play your role,
Yeah, play your role.
coordinate.
It also
Yep.
comes back to when we say if there's 3 dead, last guy alive, often we forget about him and just start, because he's too hard to find.
But we always start the next play,
Yeah, we
yeah.
always start the next play. So like if we just had the mindset of where is this guy, we saw him in yard somewhere, like just have a look towards LR from glass and we can catch these guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so now
Yeah.
we lost another player. So again, we lost a player who's the middle player. Boom, we have one. And we're going for the triple cap again. So the same pattern. We lost a player. We're going for a trip. The 3v3. Okay. That could possibly work because now Luke is in the middle. Maybe Luke can grab the LR and you can kind of help both, right? Oh yeah. So you're going for the shotty. So that tells me like the shotgun was called out. So that's really good. And then we can have 2 LRs on the team. Imagine. Super annoying, right? So I'm sure you already know, right? Now from seeing it and all these patterns, grab the shoddy, focus on nest, right? Don't worry about bottom middle. Even if someone's in it, it doesn't matter. You can trap them bottom middle, focus on nest, plus you have a teammate behind you who can help you. So that's like, I
I
think the
may
best
have
play.
gone towards bottom mid because I felt like, I don't know if I saw my teammate go yard, but I felt like because we were splitting towards yard, maybe I shouldn't go to nest, but that was probably the wrong play. I just thought maybe
Yeah.
we were
Yeah.
splitting a bit. But yeah, I probably should have waited a little bit for Reese to get to me and then we could double push nest.
Yeah,
Well, the
well,
reason
you
I did
can.
this is I had a lot of success from that exact position where I dropped down last time we played these guys. They were a bit more aware of it this time, but I dropped down from this spot about 2 or 3 times and I defended bottom mid every single time because it's, if you've got teammates on LR and yard or top gold, using this angle in particular is probably one of the most successful flanking positions. Better than U-turn, better than anywhere because they can't really see you until you get to here and you're like right up the hill. But yeah, if I knew that maybe I wasn't going to get the kill, or maybe I had adequate support from LR with like a light rifle,
I think that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing is you have teammates behind you. So it's like forget this guy. Like we also have nest and we're losing nest also.
Yeah,
And
that
you have a
guy.
shotgun.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we're in a better position to stop nest.
Yeah, because Loop is gonna have a hard time helping you bottom mid right there. So that's the biggest thing. That's unfortunate. We could have stopped nest. It's all good because now Reese is going. Let's see what else we wrote here. This can still work, but you need to shot it up in the lane nest, and we can worry about bottom mid later. Okay, 9:30. Okay, so you actually live, and then so you can take. You already talked about this. I think you were telling it to Luke previously. Is don't go posters after. I'm assuming that you're trying to do it because you want to flank nest, but just grab your shotty and instead rotate and live back to loop. You're super annoying with shotgun on loop, and then bump your teammates forward afterwards. If we can't go to nest and we have to flank from yard and go blue, totally fine too because you're still keeping them contained nest by flanking the blue lane and the loop. So we end up taking the shotty bottom mid right here. You put some good shots in, but
if
then
you
they
pause
ice
the
you
game
out.
there, the only reason I probably went dip side is because I got the 2 shots on that guy, but it was still too risky. Like I just wanted to push my advantage and make like a crazy play out of it. But if I didn't hit those 2 shots, I probably would have backed up. But I probably should have backed up anyway, to be honest, because it was a bit of a solo.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. It's just we know that we have the
Right,
yard
numbers
and
are
loop.
sick.
They have the blue and nest. So without being up in numbers, maybe if you had a camo, that's
I
the only
kind of
way. This is
remember
great.
why I came to here in the first place, and it was because I think my teammates were calling them weak at nest, and I wanted to try and catch them off the nest ramp, but I probably shouldn't have done that either. Should have just backed up.
Yeah, we're just
Yeah.
down numbers. Well, it's actually we're even numbers, but we have someone in yard, so you know we have no help or whatever, and they can. Okay, 925. Right, 925. Okay, it's still on with you. So you have the option to create an L by going top gold. Also, oh, this is Reese. All right. Next spawn. Boom. So okay, couple options, right? Hips tried to go top gold and then got naded, and then he's backing down, and then he's gonna go LR tunnel, get god naded, and die. So I think we're responding to losing bottom middle, and we're like dropping down immediately. And so now that Pips is dead, it's a 2-player job. They have 4v2 advantage, right? And we're trying to delay this. There's 2 people down there, and we know that because it's arming faster, right? So we can see the the numbers. At this point, it's just kind of like we're trying to do too much. When it's a 4v2, like if you're trying to focus on stopping bottom mid, and Luke is in a 2v1 trying to stop, Loop.
Yeah, trying to stop the loop push. Yeah.
It's hard, right? They haven't, even though you get them weak and you make people one shot, there's 4 of them, so they can always bait and
Yeah.
switch, and then they're gonna get Luke weak, and then get you weak, and then boom, we just all go 4 down. So a better option off the start, and it's hard to tell because we did have Pips with us. So at this point, though, if Pips isn't he wasn't able to go top gold, you can go flowers. That's the substitute for gold if you're playing players who are very I'm not letting you go top gold. We're gonna shoot you. You can go here, and now boom, we have the angles this way, and we can cut across if you need to, whatever. Or you can try your hand and go top gold as well. If you go top gold, it would have worked. I know that you're not gonna know that in the game. It's a gamble every time. But then when we do lose pips, if we're top gold and we have a player loop, you can help him. Right now, you actually have the angles to help. So there's that option. The other option, if you didn't want to go top gold because it was a gamble and you didn't want to go flowers and you wanted to really commit with the team, then I think you really just got to commit with the team because loop is important on this map. It's very important. So then you could just literally fly this way and double up with him this way. And
Yeah,
at least
sick.
we'll have a
And,
2v2
yeah,
here.
try and at least get a trade
Yeah.
or a two down.
Yeah.
And even if you guys get cleaned up, but you got the pick.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. Okay. 919. We gotta go on with. Oh, perfect timing too. We're already 919. We gotta go on with Ryan. And you just spawned disco strobe lights.
Oh
Alright.
yeah.
So what did I write?
I always find this really hard. I mean, generally I would go down blue ramp if we had nest controlled and I wanted to try and get control, but if we don't have it controlled, it's a really hard cap unless we've got a lot of numbers out there. But
And we don't, right? We just
I
lost
like to
pips,
push
so
loop
it's
from this direction generally and then get loop. Yeah.
right. Yeah. So I wrote. What did I write? Based on comms, we have the option. Yeah, because hopefully they're letting you know there's a party going on loop. There's a lot of people on loop, right?
Hopefully.
So based on the comms, you have the option to rotate nest or to take a middle route from flowers or even blue cafe, which you almost did. So you're gonna hate this when you see this. But yeah, you could have gone this way for sure. And then you have to be your main read is to look S4 and then look gold. Those are your main things that maybe look S4 first and then check gold, whatever, right? But those are your main things that are dangerous. If you don't see anyone S4, that gives you the option, right? Again, you can see all these guys.
Yeah.
You go this way, and they're still alive too. We still can do something because our teammates are alive. They're putting in damage, and then you get to a great spot, and then we just don't check top gold, and we wait, and there's just timing loss.
Yeah.
We can't be waiting, right? Because people are dying right now. So now it's now they're actually dying. There's no damage being taken out, and we never saw the guy top gold. So now it's a 2v4 because your immediate teammate spawn behind you, and now you have to try to defend yard, right? But they're already going to beat you guys there.
I think
It could be.
what I find hard, especially is when you were saying go down blue ramp, is I feel like I'm going to get averaged because I'm going to be so focused on trying to get to my team and help them that I get averaged from some sneaky guy hotel or some sneaky guy S4 or as you said, you got to check those angles. But I also feel like if I do see someone, I'm going to be taking a one-on-one and I've got no option out to go help someone. So, I mean.
Probably better to do it from Blue Cafe, because it's the same thing.
Yeah.
You can still have the option, but now you're safe and you're getting plasmas. You can check your S4 safely without exposing yourself to gold, and then go this way.
And then my
Then
fourth teammate
generally-
can either rotate back to yard if our teammates are still living, or they can go to nest if they die.
Oh,
or
the next
something.
one, yeah.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So like just the mindset of like, can I go nest? Right? It's based on comms, right? But 100% agree. Yeah, like going blue is probably only going to work if you have a lot of info and numbers. Cafe is probably definitely easier to
Yeah.
do the same thing
But in
and store
saying
out.
this, like even if I did come this way and I went like through yard to get to you guys, if you two took the mindset that you're two dead, there's 4 players on the map, and you kind of really turtled up and maybe even escaped to yard or something together, well then we'll be able to reconnect a lot stronger as a trio.
Yeah.
And then push
Yeah,
them
well, we
back,
already talked
right?
about all that, what they could have done for sure. Now we're seeing
Yeah.
your play, and it's like it's just really slow right here. Like we're just doing
Yeah, yeah.
nothing. We're not checking, so that's gonna cost us timing. We could be nitpicking out at this point for sure. Like you guys could soar in. I think you backed down. You saw 2, so that's probably like okay, screw it. So that makes sense. Play it slow, because what the only other option is both of you guys soar in and try to just trade this out. Maybe you can make
Yeah.
something work out, but this is fine. This is good. We're slowing it down. But now we're being trip capped. Right. Okay, so we gotta go to 9 right here. So I wrote team does a great job holding blue and yeah. So we're splitting blue, and then I think it's Reese. It could have been Luke to go, either one of you guys, and I think
Yeah.
Reese was
I
like,
think
okay,
I
yeah, let me
called
create.
push snipe here.
Yep. So this is really really good. Uh, dangerous right here. You almost type, but that's really good rotate. Look at this. Your timing is so lucky because Ali looked away. He thought maybe you went market, and so like that allows you to live. So or live a little longer, I should say.
Yeah.
But this is good. We're trying to rotate around and get Ness. Awesome. I guess from here, or sorry, not from here, but since we know like it's only a 2-player job until your teammates spawn. We see the guy Ness, put in really good shots at him. We almost like make him really, really weak. We just don't want to jump out like we did. If we're gonna like do that, we know they're in yard, right? Because you already knew they were in there. So it's
Yeah.
like
I think
either
that's why I came out this way,
re-challenge.
is because I thought I was gonna get pushed. There he is.
Yeah, they are pushing you. So the main reason why is neither of us are looking at this lane. So
Yeah.
I wanted to we're gonna talk about whoever I forget who that is behind you, but no one's watching it, so there's no middle player lane coverage. So if you're gonna drop, just drop. Don't jump. Just drop.
Yeah.
Like to
Yeah.
walk off, right? Just to possibly not get shot at again. Maybe have a little more shields. But at that point, it's super nitpicky. We gotta hop on with who's your pair?
It
Pips?
was me, Pip.
Okay. Pip, where are you at? Okay, cool. So you're coming in. You're helping him. And now dude, this is really weird. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this how do you have a middle player from blue? Okay? So here's how we do it, cuz I think this was really good. We're going to nest, it's perfect. We're not headbutting yard, but we're leaving our blue lane open. They're flanking from behind. And it's because both of the blue players are looking at the same angles,
Cross.
right? Right. So Pips, a good way to do it is to play I call this Enzos. Like top blue Enzos, whatever. This area right here, this pillar, because you can look at S4 and you can also like check this, like block your S4 angle, look at that, and then walk this way, block your blue angle, look at S4. And that's how you can
Okay.
do both with like a real quick 1-2 sidestep. And then if you ever hear the comms where like you have to help Nest, like someone's one shot and you can't do this anymore, that's fine. Do what you did, but you have to let your Flowers player know, like Ryan, I'm not watching your flank, or let him know like he's got to watch his own flank. Maybe he'll do that. That's like probably a good way to play it, right?
Yeah.
That's all I really got for you though. They combo you, and then I think if we stick on with you,
I get shot from S full, get weak, then get pushed from lazy.
yes. Gibson Jr. instantly split from one another instead of playing fast as a pair. Both played it slow. Okay, we saw this. We gotta go to 840. Okay, we're almost there. Let's see what happened to the rest of your life. Okay, yeah, this guy pushed behind you, and then I'm not sure if you got a trade or not. Almost. Cool. Another reason too why grab the plasmas. That way, if you they push you from behind, switch the plasmas,
Sneaky.
go for a stick. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, this is now you guys are trying to cap this together. I think we're not gonna actually get it. Unfortunately, we just both go down. And again, that's because we lost the blue flank, so they already have a natural pitch. Not much
Yeah.
you can do. Next spawn. Let's see. 840. Right here. So it says I put Luke and Reese got amazing splits. Opportunity to play for Nest. 840. Right here. So we got the blue.
So you reckon the yards are better? Sorry, Ness is a better play than trying to reconnect top gold to help you out?
Yes, because you already spawned here. The hardest thing about going for nests, and I think Ryan talked about it, is like when you spawn top blue, going all the way down. But you already
Yeah.
spawn here, and no one knows you're there, right? Because all you gotta do is check gold. Yep, no one knows we're there. Let's go, right? We already have half of it done.
Could also, you just quickly go to me, up sitting on that light post. So I was the first spawner, I think, and I know these guys like to defend their triple cap, so I didn't push any further than this
Oh yeah.
spot.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
this is really important because we don't know which side of the map they're going to push or where their numbers are going to be. So if you play too fast into yard, you're already going to be asking for help, and then you're going to draw your teammates into like bad positions, or you're not going to be ready for a split spawn. So like when I jump up on this light post, I know that I may not have help, or there might be 2 or 3 enemies pushing into here. And then Pips did a really good job as well of not just following me on the same angle, because if he comes to the same angle, he's not going to be able to go out to glass or loop and watch where the enemy's coming from. So they can just soar across from posters or top mid to top gold or LR tunnel. So this is like a really good way to play it. If we all spawn loop, well then at least we know we can now push yard successfully. But when we got the split spawn, this gives me the option to leave and run driveway. So if we just like, or even go back to Pips or whatever. So this is kind of important to know.
It is, yeah. So I totally skipped over that. I'm like reading this wrong. So you did have the option to double up quickly, right? You could do that. It's gonna be scrappy. I love this. This is like really good because you guys played it slowly. Both of you guys played it slowly, which is like you said, it's really huge. Not only you, but also like I think
Just look at Pips' angles from here.
Yeah.
He can watch where all the enemy is coming from, and he can catch them off guard if they push in stupidly.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so this is great. You guys both like really diligently playing as slow, not getting average. And now, so Pips, you could be the shot caller if maybe the blue players, they should already know too, but like you're kind of the middle player in between both perimeters, so you can be like, yo, push nest, right? Like
And I
we
can
have
drop
lots of
driveway as well. Maybe.
yeah. There's like lots. It's probably gonna be Pips because you're involved in a fight. He's the one not doing anything. He's the middle player, so like he's gonna be the one to see it. That would have been huge. So like we have to know that instead of going in a yard, we're wasting time like doing all that in a trip cap right now.
Yeah.
Rather than trying to connect to Junior here, I could
Yeah.
hold out to those guys go nest. I can shoot bark for them. We can get
Because
nest
we're just headbutting the numbers at the
while
moment.
Junior just survives as long as possible.
Yeah.
Mhm.
In one sense, we almost want them to all go yard in this play because that way we can
Mhm.
punish them for all going yard and funneling themselves.
Well,
and
we
then
get free
can
map
ping that.
control because of those split spawns. As
Exactly.
Well.
And then Camel
Yeah.
coming up soon after, so if we can just contain him in the cage and slay him out, bye. They're gonna be spawning blue after. Okay, 8-10. Okay, Pips grab. Okay, we gotta go back with 8-10 then. We saw this already. So yeah, you see all the timing loss. So like, Reese and Luke essentially have been dead the whole time, even though you guys spawned a long time ago, just because the other players got 4v2'd. There's nothing you can do about that.
The one other way to look at it is, when you guys spawned hotel, your closest hill, which isn't bottom mid, is nest. So if you guys go, or Pips goes nest, well then I know, okay, my teammates aren't coming to me, I'm leaving, and I'm gonna go bottom mid. I might get an angle on S4 for you guys or whatever. Yeah.
Mhm. Oh yeah. Okay. Reese is still living. 8-10 Pips. I said okay. Yeah. So you're gonna get flanked from behind basically here. You guys are trading out some players here. This is awesome team shots here. Unfortunately, you weren't able to continue helping with the team shot because we're splitting out. So at this point then, when your only pair is going bottom nest, Luke, I think, should have been able to call this guy out pushing you, and you should be able to hear him, right? Just always grab the plasmas. Whenever you're in this spot, just grab them because you never know when you're going to need them, right? And you have height advantage. That could have been possibly a trade instead of like the guys flanking. And now at this point, we have nothing to stick him. So you're throwing frags at him and like trying to live. It's really, really rough. Luke, okay, we got to go on with Luke now. So you got to work with your teammate, I think. Even though I see where your mindset is at with your next spawn. This one right here. So you got this really good split. You already bottom nest. You already have an I on the map. You have an L actually because Ryan's in yard or he's about to go down. Now we have an I.
Yeah.
So based off of comms and what you see, because I think we should see this guy for sure. Like he's really weak. You know he's there, right? Work with him, okay? Because if he dies, you're not gonna. What are you gonna do on nest, right? You're alone. So like shoot him. Don't go to him, but know that like there's a chance there's people coming from loop. Because you spawn nest, you didn't get any other spawns, right? Like bait that and just work with him. Like if you can keep looking at that instead of like looking away, doing your own thing. Now he dies, and now you're gonna get shot at from like the angle that you could have helped. It's super nitpicky, but like Just let them know they're gonna push you from nest probably, and just try your best to like play down there, see if you can put some shots, coordinate him. Yo, come out the window, drop down, dip, come towards hotel, something, right? So you can like bait him out to you.
And I think possibly on the previous play, I think you saw it into yard pretty quick as well, Luke, and push the guy driveway. Whereas here,
Yeah, I
like
forgot.
we're here together, so we can just bait this guy to us, and then if we cap this hill and we feel like we're still not strong enough to push into these guys, we can back up, and then at least we've got the hill, and then we can wrap nest and bottom mid. So we don't need to push this guy. We just need to cap the hill with Reese. The objective is the only thing that matters, not the guy down at driveway. He can sit there all day. We just need to cap the objective and either piece or cap the objective and push through together if we've got like a good network of teamwork.
Yeah, I'm happy you brought that up, man, because I sped through that for sure, and we saw him. We can just look down and throw a nade at the floor, and then I'll like bank up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
double cap
And
that hill.
the other thing too, besides, so we're down numbers, and then we also don't have shotgun. So just knowing that it's like you know they're gonna come from that angle, so you want to actually cap this, in my opinion at least, as far back as you can. From here, and the other person like here watching that, and then we should be fine from blue because we came from blue. So, but you still want to be kind of checking blue in case your teammates don't spawn there for sure. Check the blue, right? So yeah, that would have been so good to not push him. We probably would have got yard. Yeah,
Where are our other two teammates in that play anyway?
they were dead. They were dead. They just spawned right now, blue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then as soon as
I just
I saw Luke push through, I wanted to back up and reconnect with you guys.
I just wanted to
That was
highlight
smart.
sometimes when you push from blue to yard, if there is a guy who happens to be, say, hotel or like dip, even though it's not a very good position, you can still watch top gold from there. So when we double push into yard, they can really forget about top gold because we've got someone in like flowers or hotel watching the guy at top gold. But it's all about timing. You don't want to be doing that if they need your help in yard, but someone can do it sometimes, depending on the situation.
Yep. Okay.
That fucking shotgun has been a pain in the ass.
Control it, boys.
Alright, so after you die here, Pips, hopefully you're calling out like shotgun one shot, shotgun's one shot, you know, blue truck, whatever, like that needs to be taken out because that guy's just been like dominating with the shotgun, and unfortunately both of our nest players now that fresh spawned. I know that we have the dilemma of looking loop, but if this call out was stressed, it could have been very easily picked up, and now like that's no longer an issue.
The other thing is sometimes we stress these callouts, but the moment you hear camo, overshield, shotgun, whatever the power weapon is, like just snap to it if you can, because
it just needs to be the
if we get that guy, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Ryan, I really like what you did because camo's coming up. Even because we're down numbers now, and we talked about it could have been a little better, whatever, right? But we're not going to ultimately get nest, which sucks. And for sure, like Reese, maybe you can play it a little better. Just it just comes down to landing your shots and knowing to block your angles on blue because we lost pips on blue. So you have to know like they're going to come from there. You just can't allow yourself to get weakened at all whatsoever. And you're reloading as this guy's LRing you, like he's doing a really good job, right? And so unfortunately, we don't get nest. We could have got it, but the silver lining, in my opinion, is that Ryan spawned with you, helped you, and flew loop, and that's really important because if we can live on loop and still get splits on nest like we are, that helps us get the next camo. And so Ryan's doing a good job. He actually gets behind this player, and we're still alive. We end up losing nest, but at least we're here, and now you have help from Pips in yard. So boom, now we have half of it. We have blue, we have someone in yard, we have here. We know they're spawning nest now, right? We have another like an L on the map right now.
I have a question about that play just before that we looked at when I'm Ness and Junior's there and he pushes past.
Can you put your mic a little closer? It's like cutting out.
Sorry, yeah, I'm just looking at his quad. So like, can we go back to that play before where me and Junior and Ness and he pushes through?
Yeah.
Like when Pips dies here, would it just be a play to both of us push past because we know that they have those blue angles?
That could work too.
It definitely can be. Especially if we spawn nest after that.
Yeah.
That'd be actually even better, actually. That's a really good point, because then you guys can just both go, we're going to spawn nest after, and then we'll just think about like
loop control, and then we have...
You really want to play hard into those I letters that he was talking about. You want to play them hard. You don't want to wait. Like, you want to get control of it. You want to start the push at the moment we realize we're not going to cap nest. How many times do you cap nest in this game type? You cap nest and they just recap it anyway because you didn't do anything. You just sat in the hill and then they got full control and then they just take it back instantly. So it's better to make the play which is going to get you more map control.
Yeah, exactly.
Super good catch on that. Okay, so we can be going for camo for sure. Unfortunately, I think they're gonna get it. I know, like, so you've probably heard a call out or you heard him or something, right? You knew there
Yeah, I
was a
think I
guy's top
saw
goal
him
because you were aware of it, but
chasing him.
that camo
Yeah.
we should know because I think Reese got it at 45 on the previous life. So
Yeah, I
you
don't
know
think I communicated it.
that's unfortunate. Yeah, because we could totally just be like staying on glass and just melting this guy, and then worrying about top gold after.
I think I thought that guy was about to push into my teammates to stop the hill, so I followed him. But I should, yeah, maybe. When the
Yeah.
camo was up, I probably would have overrided that.
Yeah, 100%. Like,
Shotty
and,
count.
and we should just know even still because it's like the time of it. It's like right around now, 7:50. Even if we don't know when it's gonna be up, we gotta know like, yo, it's that camo time soon. That's the most important priority. And we had a good setup for it too. Pretty good
Yeah.
setup. We just needed to kill this
Yeah.
the player here is the only one with the shotgun. Was the important player. Um, Luke dies. That's another unfortunate. Okay, we're almost at the end of the film actually though. You guys are gonna go for a run soon. 7:40 chance to go for camo. Da, 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 da. Oh yeah. We gotta look at Luke on this also. It could have been possibly done by you. But I at this point I was speeding through the film because you guys were almost getting online and I wasn't done yet, so I was like I might be missing stuff at this point. But
That's all
it's
right.
like Reese could have gone for it. Oh yeah, we gotta watch it from Reese. It wasn't Luke, it was Reese.
Okay, I would take a piss. I'll be back quickly.
Alrighty. I appreciate you guys like being super dedicated to it. We've been out here for quite a while now. We're
Sorry
almost
about that.
done.
You should see our grinder hours, man. This is nothing.
But it's film, so I think that I really appreciate that. Like I admire that. It's hard to find people that will sit down in a film this intently.
Oh, dude. That's what it
So,
takes, man.
Psychopaths.
so it's rough.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that we're still capping this hill, I see why. Like we want to stop the bleeding, right? Because we're just they have a triple cap, I believe still. I think theater is just broken. But yeah, they have a trip cap. It's getting end game, so like I get it why you want to stop that. It just we have to consider that arming yard right now is gonna pull away numbers for the camo. So we can use the
Yeah.
camo if we use it effectively for the whole time. It's the whole minute. We can flip the map around, right? And we can actually like stop it and go on a run. So it's give or take, right? We had timing here though. I think we needed to recognize like we could just go. And Reese was who left? I'm not sure if Reese left or whoever. But the way that we know that Reese can go is because if you look at the radar, this is the accurate radar. We have 2 on blue, 1 on loop, 1 in yard. That means having 2 on blue, one of us is expendable. We do not need 2 players playing loop or playing blue. Excuse me.
Yeah.
That's the macro key right there looking at the radar like, oh, I have a teammate behind me, even though there's an enemy there, camo's up, I'm going for it because we have numbers advantage. The 4v3 right now. That's the biggest thing. Knowing we have numbers, 4v3, and then knowing that I have a pair on blue, a double up, that means you can expend 1 player. So just go. This was your chance to get that camo while keeping the loot player there. That would have been really
Yeah.
good. So Ryan doesn't have to like, oh, I gotta do everything, right? Like, so we talked about that. Ryan, focus on this player, and then this player here, double up, get this camo, and then we can double team top gold. Easy for the comeback.
Yeah.
Instead, we're like,
Yeah, I think I'm
oh, the
stressed out
radar.
about this guy, yeah.
Yeah, we're like, oh no, like we saw him on the radar, and now we're like truncated in here. Now they're gonna get camo for free, but you got him on the way out. So
I
like,
may
you,
even
you
make sure we
actually
get
got
a
a good
coach
burn.
for the next tournament so that we don't have this problem if we're not aware that it's coming up. Because we need to know.
Yeah.
We need to know every single time it comes up, not just.
Yep. Okay, so 7-10 I wrote, and we're almost done actually. 7-10 team has poor spacing, everyone on the bottom. Better to do a 2-1 focusing bottom mid and keeping 1 LR glass. Let's go to 7-10. This is all good. See, this is good. Good 2v1, good pair work. Luke getting the middle flank. Ryan flanking through to like the blue lane. Awesome. So we're getting that nest spawn trap set up. There is someone coming behind us on yard. This happens, They do catch 1 player here on the bottom. All good though. We get him out after. Nice. Now we're committing bottom middle. This is really, really good. We gotta.
Go glass Reese.
Yeah, we needed someone glass.
Yeah.
Actually, we gotta go on. We gotta go with Pips. It was actually, I believe Pips. Might be wrong. Might be Reese on the next spawn, but let's see it. I think this is it right here. We keep boom. 2 back-to-back, really good 1v1s. We have numbers. We're gonna lose Reese on that 1v1. That guy did a really good flank. And then here, Luke. Luke has to stay. Someone's gotta stay. Either Pips or Luke, something. But again, this pattern. Do we have to go bottom middle right now? Like, do we really have? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We could keep a guy loop and send 2 guys nest, right? And like we could do that, and then that way when that player, because we already know Reese is calling out someone's driveway. I lost a 1v1. He's a one shot, right? Easy. If instead of going bottom middle here, go nest, right? That same pattern. And then once that guy pushes, we can look at him. Like we can actually have 3 pistols looking at the flank on the loop while also being mindful of the blue. Like we can make it happen. It's a possibility. Or if we're gonna go bottom middle, that's fine, but someone's gotta say loop, right? Someone's gotta be here because they're gonna now we're all dropping and this flank, look at this flank. That wouldn't happen if we had a
Yeah.
guy loop, right? It just wouldn't happen. Either way, right? If we went nest, same thing. Like it's easy. We can shoot these guys. We have the advantage, and having one player loop, this player can't go top, middle, and flank and try to go S4. Or, you know, if he's trying to push nest, if we went nest. So the biggest thing, keep a guy LR in this 2-1 play.
Was that you turn of that play?
That was me.
Oh, okay. Just get back a bit. So yeah, just go till he goes out to posters and gets the kill. And then slow down here a little bit. Yeah, so right here, as you said, we could just go nest.
Mm.
Then, assuming we kill that guy, like, just say Luke sits in the... Stop there. You just say whoever that is, Luke, just sits there. Me and Luke kill that guy, and then we stay on these sides of the hill. Like, I could even stay top mid, or I could drop into the bottom hill with Luke. And then you could even just sit top mid watching blue from here. Because assuming our team is generally on this side of the map, they can't. I'm fairly sure they can't spawn loop behind us, and then you can still get that top mid angle over the bottom.
They can.
You reckon?
Yeah, they can. Yeah, they still can. Because
Even if we're sitting,
I think
yeah.
they still can. Yeah, especially because this guy is here behind. If he like backs up, they can definitely split loop because I think the cutoff is the LR box.
Yeah, it is.
Is the cutoff
If we
for
don't
it.
kill that guy for sure, they can split.
Yeah, but we got him. So yeah, that's a good way, right? You're saying that you can adapt from here.
Like from
and-
here, you could kind of just come up and watch over the bottom mid, make sure that you're baiting them in to their side of the bottom mid hill, and then you can be seeing these guys as well, and then you
Yeah.
able to drop. But
And as long as we're all mindful of like, where's our 4th gonna spawn? Because if he doesn't spawn in loop, someone's loop, enemy's there, right? If
Yeah.
our 4th spawns somewhere else, yeah, that's really good, Ryan. Like this is a good way to adapt for sure. Keeping that middle route.
because
and
I think you
being
dropped
adaptive.
here somehow. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why you dropped.
Yeah.
So
we dropped.
the principle here is we're desperating for bottom and we're allocating too many resources, and we're not thinking about wrapping and keeping up map control up top. So we're all just going down into the pit of death, and then we've got no control of the map. So we want to be efficient.
Yeah. And even this is a chance to just go nest as well. Because
Yeah.
again, now we're giving
Exactly.
them 2 dilemmas. It's like, which hill are you going to defend?
And
We
also,
got 2 bottom
that
middle.
Guy,
We got 1
may
on
not
nest.
have spawned. He may not have spawned Eastgate or hotel or whatever it is if we did that. There's a guy
Yeah.
down to our left, I think.
And we still, the good
Yeah,
thing is too, we
100%.
still get a loop spawn too. So imagine if instead of dropping bottom mid, you actually did go nest to adapt.
Yeah, and this
Now
guy
you-
might not
like,
have spawned down there because he's in the lift right now.
I
reckon
think he rotated there
Okay.
from blue. But yeah, it's like we'll hear him, right? And now they have to respond to like losing 2 hills at once. We'll catch this guy maybe. Who knows?
And even if it's just one player, like if 2 of us are in bottom mid and you have that one player who wraps around like posters to nest or nest to posters, depending on what side of the hill we're coming from, that guy can catch off the enemy so much and block major spawn points.
Yep. Wait a second. Okay, we're on the last stretch here. 740. Saw that already. 640 now. So I said, what did I write? 640. Great job collapsing for bottom mid and holding a 3-1. Probably best to keep one player LR this whole time again. So same thing again now. We can grab this LR here off, or this combo, sorry, off the spawn. Unfortunately, I think we're going to go down here. 640 though. We do a good job as a team. We're getting slays. We got yard. Rotating in. We got the loop splits. Again, we can start. So a good way to go for nest also is because we have all 3 committing. But yeah, we can bump bottom middle with 1 or 2 players and then still play for nest with the other 2. Or like 1 bottom middle and then 3 go nest. That's another way to do it. Because going bottom middle, you're going to force them to drop for you. And then that's easy rotation nest. But we're all committing. Totally fine. Just keep someone loop the whole time. We can't.
Can you drag Luke back in?
Oh, shoot.
He
Yeah.
crashed again.
Welcome back.
Hi.
Hey.
Hello.
Oh.
I'm actually getting tilted.
Oh no. Okay, so we got bottom mid. I'm pretty sure yeah, you guys are actually make a huge comeback now. We get bottom middle, but this is what's scary is why are we dropping down here, right? We don't have to, that thing is almost armed. We don't have to do that. We can just stay here because now what's going to happen is because we're all here, we have no lane coverage on nest to loop. And you had an LR, so you would have been super good to just stay right here, zoom in, one shot, boom. He's half shield now, and then we can worry about this guy down here. That's not important, right? We can take this out, overrun this, and then as long as these bottom mid players all kind of rotate to loop, and then we can do that. Or if we get a split on loop, the furthest one out could try doing a flank under, right? We could do that as well, or clamber up on the light post like we talked about earlier and play from up here and contain them bottom nest. But we're all dropping, so they're gonna get behind us here on the nest, and they're just getting easy picks a little bit. Good thing we blocked him off right there. You guys are actually gonna make a little comeback swing here, like actually a really good comeback swing. So Reese, really good job going to loop, resetting it.
I heard the
Helping-
call, yeah. Eventually, yep.
Yep. So and then boom, we're in Luke getting nest, Reese helping a little bit, coming in to stop the yard. So we're gonna actually, I believe we're gonna stop this and get a trip cap for a second. Yeah, we get a trip cap for a momentary. And then what's next? 545. Junior, good slate bottom middle option to play for nest as we will be spawning loop most likely. But the score is 97, so it's scary. Okay, yeah, we gotta go on with Ryan. So you guys have a trip cap now. This is huge. And the camera's about to be up. We're so good. We're soaring in. Pips dropping bottom middle immediately. Like we don't have to do this. We do not have to drop bottom mid immediately, but you did win that fight, so that's huge, right? It was just scary, scary. You get
Scary
two of
times.
them, right? Like this is you guys are just making it happen though. Like somehow just committing quickly. Then we lose one player. Good shots here on this guy. Unfortunately, he like backs you down. So now it's scary because like okay, we're losing 2 hills. We gotta stop. You
I
know, we
should've
have
gone
to. We
nest
can't
too,
lose
yeah.
2. We could have gone nest because you have Luke there,
Yeah.
right? That's the main thing. Having a teammate, you could just boom, come up here, get this guy out, right? And then because I think they were bottom middle earlier to begin with. That's why Pips had dropped.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's the big thing. Luke got like super naded. So let's actually. I didn't actually watch your life. I just saw you eat nades and just figured, well, you ate nades. Yeah, they're predicting you really hard, and you're just like, well, we gotta go anyways, you know.
Wait, because
That's
he
like
hasn't seen you,
copying
look,
and it-
because he hasn't seen you here, you could have just clambered up to the posters and got your shield back and then popped out with me if I did jump up, rather than running up the stairs, which he's going to be bombarding. But yeah, you can still be
Yeah, yeah.
sneaky because he doesn't know you're one shot. Or he doesn't know you're
Yeah.
pushing anyway.
They had that really good awareness to just throw that nade immediately. Like that thing was already tossed before you spawned. So there's no way to really maybe throw. That's so hard to dodge that.
Yeah,
It is. But right here, if you just kept kind of running and then hugged the left wall and jumped up posters, then you peek out after I start shooting the guy, even if you're one shot, we'll still kill him.
Yeah.
True.
If they nade again, then you can clamber to like block the damage depending on where the nade's tossed. That's gonna hit you though, so you can probably just live here, yeah, and not do nothing.
Yeah, okay.
Damn. Okay, so you're dropping, and this makes sense because you have to stop it. And I think you get a slay. I think you kill this guy. Yeah, you get him. You caught him really off guard. Awesome. And now, so now it's like, all right, we got this delay. This is so good, and the camel's about to drop, right, in like 5 seconds or so.
Oh,
So-
dude, this situation annoyed me so much.
Mhm. And so, but we're good. Like, we got the reset. We got a big slay. We're spawning loop. We have coverage for camo, right? I don't know if you guys know that nerdy jump where you know, spring jump off of this and come here. Like,
Yeah,
you
we
can do that.
I don't hit that
Yeah.
every time. But
Yeah, it's super hard. Even if we can't, the thing is, like, we just can't jump out. Like, you're still coming out on a one shot. I think you kill this guy almost. Just want to delay your life and then back up this way. Like, try to back up here and as much as you can. Even if you have to give up a little bit of timing on it, we just don't want to die. And then we have to look at Luke spawn after. Because we can't be splitting early. Your next life. This is the God nade spawn. Alright. In this situation, in my opinion, it's safer to go loop and bump this guy forward. We can just start committing this way. You already have like someone driveway as it is. And so this gives you height advantage. And then if they have a guy in S or S4, you can melt him and just get numbers, but they don't. So like we can maybe kill this guy faster or something. But bringing us down here it's like you get less angles and you already have someone here anyways, and there's no coverage here. Like, how do you survive? What do you hide behind, right? You have to just back up or commit to the Prius, you know? So it's like it's almost like blue ramp. Driveway's like the same situation. It's really hard. So I think it's better to come this way. Bump this guy up, and that gives you guys a fighting chance, especially having grenades. That guy's a one shot. Maybe you can boost slide over here and get him out, right? And then collapse in
Yeah.
instead of doubling up bottom middle driveway. I think that's pretty much going to be game because once we lose 2 players, what are you going to do? You have no coverage. You're trying to soar in, you know, to headbutt. We got more slays. Awesome. We got the resets. Like, Camo's coming up. You guys actually have a second chance here. Like, it worked out. It's crazy.
Watch this nade, dude. From Mads.
Yeah, they nade you out. So we got to, it happens again. Happens again.
I
So
think
hold on,
Reese
hold
needs
on.
to be going posters here, and then I need to be. Are they already in bottom mid? Is that where we're going down?
Race just grabs camo.
Yeah, you
'Cause,
guys
like
made
right
this
here, as
work.
soon as we hit the control button again, and we got those guys out of the hill, like, oh, why am I going this
So
way?
yeah, same thing then. Same
I went
exact
to
pattern.
glass.
Come this way.
Yeah.
And then bump these guys. Hey, you guys made it work though, honestly. Like, it was scary. I was like, dude, this is like a low probability play because I see 2 guys doubling up bottom middle after. And I know like you have no coverage, but you guys just won the fights. Like, literally just won the fights right there. Made it work. Pips died. Boom. Luke and Reese just making it work. And then we get the camo. And then imagine if you go up here. Now we can watch the camo, right? And if they have a guy Nest or S4 or flanking yard, whatever, right? Like, we're just in the field to play faster instead
Yeah.
of like dropping here, right? That's huge. We are gonna get the camo. Did I say anything at all? Oh yeah, and we're getting shoddy too. We're totally stoked right now. We got shoddy. We got camo on the map. We just need someone on loop, and then
I think I definitely should have. Even when I didn't go glass, I should have
actually
ran up to
that's
LR
it.
from here. I reckon.
You could have, yeah. I think this was they being there was like what caused because look, we need help with this, right?
Yeah.
So now like it's just rough. Like
But we
camo
also need
isn't
to
able
be.
to live.
So yeah, Reese, you also need to have the mindset of going nest and starting that next play, so they have to react to what we're doing. Because a big thing we do on
Well,
all
like,
maps is we don't
yeah, I
create
would
that
have done
attacking
that.
play.
Race just grabbed
You
camo
can't
and was
though.
sitting on the umbrella.
Yeah.
And he gets mated and does.
Yeah, he can't go nest because like you're not anchoring him. You're not
Yeah.
bumping him. Like
Yeah.
if you're here, then yeah, we can all focus nest and maybe keep Reese alive. But they just threw really good nades. They just
I mean,
you
but
know.
like,
Also
I
here
mean,
too,
but like the
right?
timing of the play, right? So even if I go driveway, because obviously it's not as good as this, but from driveway you can shoot crosses to nest, even though it's not a good play, it's not like a high percentage play. Where did Pip spawn? He spawned at yard BR.
And he got
So
the shoddy.
so just go to. Can I see Reese's like life?
Just is right there. And he gets naded. And he drops and then dies.
Okay.
So we can nitpick that to shit and be like, you can just stay top
Yeah.
middle and live, but
Exactly.
like you're never gonna really know.
No.
I really think it just come down
Um,
to like we just needed you to go and play loop, bro. Like we or not yeah, we just needed you to play loop, Ryan, because like you said, you already know the next play is nest.
Yeah.
Loop and
I can
glass is
defend
like
yard with a shotgun.
yeah. Oh, yeah, you can even
yeah.
let Pip shoot those crosses and then go yard to top gold or something.
Mm-hmm. Or you can go
Agreed.
blue with the shoddy and be super annoying and
Yeah.
come this way, and now like we're
Yeah,
keeping
I
them
can
bottom
start to make
nest.
a play there. Yeah.
Yeah, but we can
Yeah.
start the trap nest, then we kill them, then we turn around, and then we trap yard. And it's just...
Yeah, so I think this is how it all crumbles basically. At this point, we can't make any mistakes, right? And we were going so good having the camo and the shoddy. They just yeah, I mean, if camo
Just the
lived,
luckiest
Yeah,
nade.
I guess that's what I'm
if
trying to
camo
say.
lived,
And I don't want to nitpick, but like when you got the camo, if you just drop back off of top mid, I don't even really care if you come back up down to Soda and then jump back up with Luke. But if you get off the camo, get as far away from that spot as possible because you know grenades are going to be coming in. You may be able to
Yeah.
get back up to Luke
What if
quicker.
in that situation they throw the nade U-turn instead of top mid? Like it's just so situational and random.
check it
kinda.
out. This is a good spot right here.
Yeah, exactly. Like
No
right
one
over
uses
here.
it. No one uses this, but it's so hard to like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
they
so
probably
jump back
won't
here
have a nade.
and then well, because he had already
Then
picked up the
drop.
Yeah,
camo,
yeah,
because he
that's one
picked up
thing
the
I
camo,
wrote down
right? And then you
before.
went back to the umbrella, and you're the middleman, and the middleman needed to kind of go to Luke quicker. So I just think get the camo, escape out of there, because even if I am driveway, if you can escape out of there quicker, like we'll still have the same. They're not going to spawn loop behind us, and they're not going to be able to shoot you guys because I mean it's pretty early on in the play. So like I agree I should go glass, but like if we can just as soon as we get the camo, bring it back and go nest straight away, because there's going to be no battles going on still.
Yep.
And to be honest,
sure,
like
Camel
from
can live.
driveway, I think I might have even shot the guy who pushed nest. So I would have gotten shots on the guy first, or like, see this guy? See how? Well, if I hit my shots, I could have put 2 shots on the first guy who was relevant to you guys. So
It,
just get
honestly,
caught out
honestly,
and
Ryan,
shot
I
in,
just
yeah.
think, yeah, this is causing it. Like you have to go glass. We can nitpick this all the time, but they threw a really good nade. He's trying to survive. But yeah, I agree. Like your teammates' help came from loop, so you want to drop this way. You don't want to drop
yeah, exactly.
that way. But we just needed someone here, 100%. Like this is like the macro play. Like do a 3-1, push nest, and then Camo's. Even if he dies, we can like fight for this and like go around. And that's game over basically after that point. We lost Camo. You're down here bottom middle, like getting 3v1. Now what are we gonna do? Like fight a 2v3, jump in and just try to delay it. 2v4, whatever. It's really rough. So everyone's just soaring in, trying, and yeah, GG.
GG.
We did it. Holy crap, man.
That took a
wasn't
while.
sure if we're gonna get through it all because it was so much. But we
Thanks
did
so
it.
much for
Let's
doing
go.
that, bro. It was really good.
Yeah, you guys had really good insight too. Like I had a lot of fun.